section. So if we had just this section and all of these like little rows and stuff, it would probably be enough to just let the animals have this kind of thing. And then I wouldn't have like this external fence situation, but it doesn't really matter too much, honestly. It does mean that shit gets dropped further outside most of the time. I don't really have traders come all the way in for some reason, and shit wouldn't break, but I don't know. Maybe I'll look at changing it sometime, because I don't super love having the external border, but it's not really a massive issue for now. There's a raccoon and a hare out here. You guys could probably go hunt. And once they get the floors in this place, we'll be able to actually see around the place, which reminds me too. Did we put floors? It looks like there's carpet in here. Hold on. Yeah, no, I put carpet in there, but did I put it all the way? It looks like it did. I'm just checking because I don't know if I did or not. Alright, let's see. Major break risk. Takuma, reading, mastering food. What's your deal? Right leg's been cut off. I don't think I have another leg, mate. Right leg, huh? I have a prosthetic leg. I was hoping for maybe a bionic. A bionic jaw, a bionic arm. What have we got in here? A bionic stomach, heart. Probably not going to have a bionic leg, honestly, because I haven't been making them for like ages. Bionic spine, heart, jaw, heart, spine, heart, and jaw. Okay, we have a lot of jaws. They're making an excessive quantity of jaws, I noticed. Either way, I do have a prosthetic leg that he could use, so let's go grab Takuma again, not Farrell. Takuma, there we go. Go get you a right prosthetic leg. Prosthetic leg right. There you go. You go get yourself sorted out, that way you can move around just a tiny bit better. And you've got like shit wrong with like one of your feet, but that's fine. If I've made a lot of jaws, then it probably means that there's probably a bunch of stuff that I need for that. Zandy, the fuck are you doing up here? You going for a walk? Mate, could I get you, since you're such a high quality construction bro, can I get you to work on that? And then when you're fucking done, I'll get you to go work on that. Cause please don't fuck off for this. Colonist idle. My panther is possibly not winning up against the turkey. I don't even know what's going on up here. What's the deal? Are you winning? Sort of. Kind of. Panther 29 has got their work cut out for them. As long as gas, mate, do not walk through the fucking fence at this minute. There is also a cat coming up here, which I don't even know why the cats are up here. Because I don't think I let them up here. Makes me wonder, are you one of the cat? Oh, you're Xena. That's right. Okay, Xena's got special privileges to go wherever the fuck she wants, basically. I just want to keep gas out of the way for a second. If I could get him to go through this door and then down, that would be great. Because then I can undraft him and he can fuck off and go wherever, right? Cool. You eating all that turkey? I'm sometimes wondering when they catch it if we get like that as well. Starving is Tade. Why? Malnutrition trivial. Clear your work. Going off to consume a meal. Somebody's making legendary stuff. I'm guessing legendary chairs. Sandy's made a fucking door, which is great because as long as a door is made, the animals can't get out here and therefore that door can potentially get made. I might get you to go work on that. And somebody's culling a cat in the background by the sounds of it. Right, give me that. Get rid of that. All the animals will go free roam. I don't think I put that back in the right spot, but that's okay. Maybe I did. Alright, we got legendary sculpture. Alright. Actually, I wouldn't mind putting that in like the kitchen, honestly, but I was going to say, I'm like, if I could put it in one of the rec rooms or even a hospital. What is it? It's a small sculpture. Okay, a small will go into the kitchens if that's the case. Got 4 so far. I know it's going to probably slow them down a tiny bit to move around. I could put like 1 and 1 there because I think they can walk all the way through this and this will be fine. I just don't know if they'll benefit them much. I don't want to jock up like every single like opening, but the way this is like set up, I guess I could put 2 up here and 2 here. This would kind of work. feel like it's a semi-waste. I think we had a good one on the top half. One there for the moment. The way it's out of the way. What was the other legendary work? Uranium dining chair. Okay, well, have we uprooted the chairs that we don't want in here? We've uprooted one. Good work, guys. Oh no, shit, there's a couple in here. Roll, mate. When you're done with that, can I get you to disassemble a couple of fucking chairs? Mel's working on it. Eventually. Got a couple missing in here. So, if these are our spare good ones, I'm going to need somebody in the dining room to actually... Not Farrell, that's for fucking short. Ram, mate. Not you. Johnson never has anything to do. He can't do deconstruction. Tade's busy. You can't do deconstruction. Camrod, I feel like you're a good gunner, but yeah, you can do deconstructing. I want you to get in here and deconstruct some of these motherfucking chairs so that we can put better chairs in here. But the problem I've got is most of the time there's people on the fucking chairs. So then my people don't want to deconstruct the chairs. And I'm like, if you just deconstruct the chairs, I'll replace it with some really nice ones. Just get your asses off it and get them built, kind of thing. Or unbuilt, I guess. Unbuilt and then reinstalled. So, yeah, that works. They got a TV in it. They got TVs like everywhere. Okay, that's a whole bunch of them. Jet's in a fire starting spree because they're a fucking cook pyromaniac. So, oh shit, fuck, hold on. Do I have a fire foam popper in here? Because I do not look like I've got one. I've got one at a distance. I've got one right beside Jet. It's fine. Once that one's gone though, take that, Jet. Go fucking set something else on fire that's not the wood room, you know? Also, brick, mate. Can I get you to just reconstruct that? We got the metal right here. Go for it, mate. There we go. That way, if he keeps it up, we'll be at least somewhat safe. So, I want to grab these chairs. That side's not going to be uninstalled yet. Some of these should be. Emerald looks like he's done that one. Emerald's not doing this very, very fast, but I want to grab the plasteel ones and just fill up as many of these. I keep turning it the wrong way. As many as I can. I don't want to piss off Grasshopper. He can stay and eat. Quail, I don't know if you can do deconstructing. Somebody had dibs on that. Tough titties. Go find a different seat to sit on, mate. Is it sappy? Is it just sappy all the fucking way? It's just like, I'm going to put my seat on... I'm going to put my ass on every single seat in this, fucking dining hall. I was going to say in this hospital, hotel, hospice, fucking... I could not even English then. But anyway, mate, I'm deconstructing them. Like, as soon as my person's got them reserved as they are breaking it down, finish your fucking meal, mate, and then I'll kick you out. It's like one of those bartender things. It's like, finish your fucking drink and get out. The longest package survival meal. There we go. And I can't even... There we go. Okay, so we'll get those out of here. Medical operation waiting is Takuma. Takuma's going to get themselves a new leg. Good for you. Farrell's chilling in here too. Honestly, like, Farrell has lasted so long. If it wasn't for the fact that they're so prone to having mental breaks, I would probably just let them live. But, like, that's just not how it's going. Also, we got deep drills exhausted. Okay. Have you guys found anything new for us to dig up? Like, there's this patch here. There's a patch up there. Little patch up here. What is this? That's uranium, and this is silver. We'll go for that. There's got to be a couple of other deep drills exhausting. Once they've exhausted most of the ones inside the base, they'll have to walk off to, like, the further ones. Like, they are slowly working on this. I did force a few people to stand up here and mine their ass off for a while, which I should probably do again, but it did also put mine in a fire starting spree, so, you know, I don't know. It was probably worth it. And granite. Broke our fence. Yep, that's not going to be a problem for all of our animals. That's the external fence too, so... Well, it is mining. My people do love them some mining. So, hey Corpsey mate, do you do building? Because I'm pretty sure you do. Let me click on you. Yeah, you do a little bit of building. I knew he did shit. So, if I could get you... Oh, actually, hold on. Go... I thought he was going to go to sleep, but he's just going to sow some plant instead. Cheddar, mate, I don't think you do construction. Yeah, you do about a 5. You be right with this. You do your sow area thingy. By the time you guys get up here, like, I feel like Mole does like plants and stuff, so he's not going to be useful in this. Natrola, mate, I need to give you a better bridge. Hold on a second. If that's where you're going back to your bed every day, let me fix up this little area here. Obviously, it's something that can be set on fire and shit later, but they can walk across it just a tiny bit easier. And if it makes their life just a tiny bit easier to get home, like they could have walked through here, but she took the passive aggressive route. But animal starvation, cats. What is going on with you guys? Your cat 40. Are you in the zone? Cat 40 is in fact in the animal zone. And Cat 40 can actually get into food, but is choosing not to. I don't know why you're choosing not to. But this is a common situation. Normally I'll just cull them. The cat's currently pregnant, so I'll leave it be for a bit. Need warm clothes, mate. We are working on it. We are working on parkas. Like humans up here, I guess making a t-shirt. Why are you making a t-shirt over a parka, bro? T-shirt, maybe move that down the line. Pants aren't that critical either. Actually, they're nearly finished making the t-shirts, so maybe we'd be alright. If I let them finish up their couple of more t-shirts, even if they change them over, they're not going to have, like, more to make because it will just fill up our storage, right? So what happens is once our storage is full of, like, the excess and they've made as many as they can possibly have, nobody's able to change anything else over. It's just going to sit at that maxed out quantity until I sell some, which means they're going to make the next consecutive item, which they should have been making to begin with. But I would say they probably have like a number of unfinished items they're coming up and trying to work on. And I'd say that's probably what they're doing. All the animals are going off to sleep. We fixed the gate up there. And they are mining responsibly down here. Corpse is working. Mole's cleaning. I think you do mining too. I thought you also do... No, you don't do construction. I really should buff up a few of the people that do mining. Because I usually use them for both, you know? So, yeah, I don't know. Go Frenzy. He's going straight to bed. Anyway, I was going to say, I'm like, he's got a go frenzy, but he's going to bed, you know? So I guess go to bed frenzied. I don't know. You're excellent. Normal. Good. Masterwork. Legendary is supposed to be getting moved. Good quality. Excellent. Good. But the more they make of one specific item, the more likely they are to make like a masterwork or a legendary of it. So I don't mind asking them to make like 50 chairs in a sitting because, you know, pun intended anyway, but because what will happen is at least a dozen of those chairs will end up being excellent and then a few more will end up being like masterworks or legendaries. When Chimpanzee wakes up, I'll get him up here because he'll deconstruct these in like basically the blink of an eye, which will give me more spots. And since nobody should realistically be in the kitchen, I do have night owls, there might be a couple, but I'm just saying, like, if nobody's really in and around there, I might have a chance. Quest caravan, and we got a masterwork end table. What's the quest? I don't want a persona core. Legendary gun plus gold. 51 recurve bows. I could probably do that, honestly. Where are you guys? They're not far away. Should zoom back in, honestly. They aren't very far away. And I could probably pump out 51 recurve bows. I have enough wood for that. And I'd get a gun and some gold, which, I mean, I could make more things for them to smash. I could also just do it for uranium and shit. What's this? This is a shack of valuables. Unknown threat. It is winter. It expires in 13 days. I could possibly make it out for the end of winter and then possibly go over and do a trade with them. That would also be an option. Because now I've got two things that are really close to each other, so that one's going to last just a little bit longer. So I don't want them to like get up and like run out of here right this moment, but also if they want to go... Well, actually, no, I've got to make the things first. Hold on. Take me back into town. So 51 recurve bows, huh? I'll have to set up them to make that. Also, my monitor just cracked for some reason. Like, it didn't physically, like, crack the screen or anything, but it, like, crunched. And I'm like, I don't know if you guys could hear that. It was, like, nearly as loud as, like, when I crack my knuckles. I'm guessing that, like, it must be cold outside and the cold air is pressing up against, like, the back of the monitor. Because it's, like, basically up against, like, a wall. And it's probably very cold. I think it would be... I haven't made weapons for a very long time. I actually have to remember what bench I make shit on for a second. I think it's this one. It's just recurve bow, right? Yeah. Okay, so we want this, not forever. I need you guys to probably pop out about 70 because they want 50 odd normal quality, and there's a good chance we'll make a couple of shit quality ones too. Was this one right? Recurve, make us have 70 odd. We're gonna take this up to top, and then I'll grab somebody to come work on these because I've obviously made enough gladiuses, enough other things. So I'm looking for like young and maybe red. I don't think red's like the second from the top, but I know that young's like right up there. So hold on, I want, what is this, crafting, I think. Tranker's the top one, young's second. Okay, well, when you're in here cooking fucking food, mate, I'm taking dibs on this. You're gonna be working at this for a little while. I realistically should have like a little pile of like resources for him. I'm just going to stack him up to like 10. That will keep him busy for a while. He's still content. I don't know if he's eaten recently, but he'll be fine. And I'll grab young. And I have an animal that's roped up here too, which I'll need to fix up. I know human can make really good shit. I know she's reliable in that sense. But I know these are like our top tier guys for this. I don't want you to clean the thing, but I guess you can do that in between stuff. Anyway, the whole point is they're much more likely to make something like really great quality. Also, it's getting cold enough that all the plants outside are dying. So we're going to get a few ping noises for a little bit while they all die off. Which is good though, because once they all die off, all of outside will be cleared away. Anything that is never fully finished growing, it's just going to go. But yeah, it's going to be like a couple of minutes of that because it started snowing. And it's -10 outdoors, 28 indoors. Kind of glad I increased their temperature. Actually, I could do with putting heaters in there. I know it's a storeroom, but this is always cold-ish. I probably don't need it to be that cold. I don't love taking the temperature up. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna enlist the 2 heaters. We're gonna pop those on to keep the butchering areas a bit warmer. And by proxy, they'll keep this area just a tiny bit warmer. And that won't affect the thing. I know we have air conditioners on in there, and I could probably just turn them off and stuff. But in the odd chance that I forget to turn them back on for like summer, we're fucked. Like a lot of stuff will expire that way. I feel like there's a lot of bedrooms that are still very cold. Is that door stuck open? No, it's not. Okay. We're trying our best with all the rooms. That's 12. That could go up. Increase that by 10. I put a heater in here. Did they not build it? They haven't built it. Strappin' mate, do you do building? Yeah, you do. Can you get your cheeks in there and make that working? Because once that's on, it'll be at 21 by automatic, and that and a fireplace should be more sufficient to do it. That's at 21. That's at 14. This room is peddling away. This heater needs to turn on now to keep up with it. That's 21, 21, 20. That one's struggling a little bit. 28. That one's got a few fireplaces in there. One's 22, 26, 21. That's a workspace. That is a very warm, because it's got a fireplace in it. What do you call it? Hospital. All right, and the dining rooms, I think they could do with having their heaters turned on. I think not all of them are on. I only put like 2 on, and I'm like, I'll put the others on once it gets cold enough. There we go. Okay, we'll turn those on. Now we've got a couple little heaters on here. Mal, why are you sleeping here? Mate? Drowsy, disturbed sleep. Mate, you're going to have disturbed sleep because you have a bed and you're not in it. Animal starvation is still the cats. Takuma's still waiting to be operated on. Do we not have... Oh, you don't have doctor's care. That's what your beef is. Cool, well, get the fuck out of here. They don't have doctor's care because they've basically, like, had mega tantrums enough times in their life that they've had their medical privileges revoked down to, like, nothing. So when they fuck up next, they die, essentially. But I was going to fix them up because they were having, like, a tantrum, and I was like, oh, I have a ear thing that you can use, you know, cochlear implant thing, and I'm like, yeah, apparently it's, they can't have it because no medical privileges. Chuck these in here, and I was going to say hopefully I've done this right and I have enough space for 4 of them because I only need to take these up by just a tiny bit. It just needs to be about 11 in here, not 4. So I don't need it to be at the full 20 odd. Like, this room in here is basically maxed out temperature wise. Also, what am I doing there? There's a plant tile there. Alright, that's fine. Okay, so we've got a lot of things for them to build around this place, which my construction people should be pretty, like, epically excited about. Only problem is, it is snowing now. So it is essentially just gone, oh god, and is having a stroke. So give it a fucking minute. We get this with rain, and I don't have anything that's outside, but because there's shit that's gonna, like, break and stop working and stuff, and I have all of these tiles basically at the moment around the place for them to build, it's got a lot to think about. Also, there won't be much animals for a while, so we're going to hunt what we can get while we can get it. And, yeah, they do seem to be making food, which is great. They've come up by about 50 meals, which, considering we're not going to be able to replenish them too well, really good. Hey, Phoenix. Looks like Phoenix has finally woken up and he's realized the door is kind of shut. It's not shut, it's just pushed kind of thing. And he could absolutely get out, but I don't know if he's checked it out yet. Normally when Phoenix wakes up, he likes to, like, patrol the house, and if the door's shut, like, he'll have beef with the fact that the door's shut, but it's not actually closed. He's quite capable of actually opening it. But also these muffaloes and dromedaries or boomalopes and stuff are cutting into each other. I was gonna say I was waiting for rain, but now that it's snowing, I'm not gonna see rain for ages. I was going to cull off the boomalopes and stuff while I could, but I guess we can't, and it's going to snow. So either way, all the plants outside are going to die off. The animals are going to need to be manually tended to, as in manually fed, and yeah, ground's already starting to lighten up. I actually don't mind in the game when it snows. I think it's kind of pretty. Like, I find it fascinating. What's interesting though is when I picked, like, the places that I was interested in trying to move my colonists to, I do think I checked if it snowed, but I forgot because I looked at, like, hundreds of places, and because I don't have any mods to allow me to, like, just go look at places just quick, like, it was a lot of, like, actually sending out caravans or transport pods and, like, test runs, seeing what, like, places looked like and stuff. It took a while. I'm just going to let them make all their bionics, because once they've hit their limit with the bionics, then whatever we have left in the way of, like, components and stuff, we'll have left in the way of components and stuff, you know? Also, since I don't need the extra EMP shells, I'm going to change this to... I don't know why it's like that. Hold on. I don't know why it's like until you have doing... I must have only set it for 10. I was going to say, like, 50, like, maintain, like, a minimum of 50, but yeah. I'll change it over to 50. I was just, like, momentarily confused by that because I'm like, I wasn't expecting it to be so low. I'll move these all the way back down. I also do want them to make the prosthetics as well, which is why I made the benches in the first place. But as I said, I just want to bring this up so that if I was to unsuspend it and we had an attack, they should be able to replace it if it goes under 50. And I think that that would be efficient. EMP launcher. No. What is an EMP launcher? Hold on a second. Oh yeah, it's a gun. I was gonna say, I'm like, is that a gun? It's been a hot minute since I've got to like look at making weapons and stuff because, like I said, food crisis for a long time. So it's kind of nice in a way to like have them get back to just normal existence where we can enhance the colony, you know? And since they're all busy with this stuff, okay, I'll go and try to move some of their chairs and shit around again. Also, I don't know if they made the parkas. What I would say, they should, unless Nitro's been here this whole time, they've hit the wall with the t-shirts and they're about to hit the wall with the pants, which means they'll only have the choice of making parkas and jackets. And since they're the only choice that they've got left across all the benches, anybody that can do tailoring will only be making parkas, which means that my people that need parkas should be putting them on, and I should have, like, I've got 66 people at the moment need warm clothing. And that means that we need to make 66 parkas, but I also need them to like swap out whatever it is that they're wearing, which in some cases they might swap out armor, which is not ideal. I've seen them do it before. Sometimes, like if they've got plate armor, they will freeze, like hypothermia and stuff in winter because they're busy wearing like armor instead of a jumper. So here's hoping that they don't fuck it up this time. And what else have I got in this storage pile? What else is allowed? Items is just body parts, buildings. I must have also medical beds in here. Okay, if it's also just medical beds, we'll get rid of items. Luxembourg's failed while constructing a bridge, that's fine. Okay, copy that shit. I want to grab these areas and paste them into there. I want to shrink these areas eventually so I don't have such a huge like tile of storage, you know? And yeah, we should lose, there should be a lot of these crops that are going to be like dies off or whatever. I'm surprised that more of them haven't like done it because there's still a lot to go. Once it kind of like wipes them all out and there's nothing much like out here, a little bit better. Still got a couple of squirrels to hunt. What's up? Like Phoenix needs pets. Phoenix my cat for a bit, doesn't it? He's been sleeping next to the heater this entire time because it's a fucking cold night. And even Azula's like down near the heater. But they've obviously like woken up and like moved briefly. And I think he's tossing up how much he wants to go outside based on how cold it could be. Because like they do sort of like understand that like if the door's fully shut, it's probably fucking cold out there. But yeah, if he wants out and if he doesn't try to open the door, if he really has a problem, I'll get up and I'll open it. But he is quite capable of opening it. He knows how. I do kind of want to move this down, I think. I think what I want to do is I want to turn it so that it's, I don't know, even just like there or whatever, just so it's out of the way. And these I'm going to move. I'm going to have to move them to like here or outside of that kind of thing. Like, this is fine. It's just, I need that bit to be facing inward so I can put a TV. And I don't really mind having like a couple of heaters. We have such substantial wood in this colony that like, I don't really need to run the electric heaters. We could survive a winter. The grow rooms don't have them though. Not all the grow rooms have fireplaces in them, so that is a problem. But some of them do. Just a couple. Just a couple have emergency backups that if we were to have like a solar flare, we could kind of survive. A couple of them would still hold out. A couple of them would die off, but a couple of them would hold. And that would be probably enough just to limp by with a tiny bit of food. Chimpanzee is up in here. He must have woken up at some point. Star, you can do construction and shit, can't you? Yeah, you can. Alright, I want you, when you're done doing whatever you're doing, to just come in here and get rid of the last few remnants of shit chairs. And if we can find them. I don't know if I did like the top part of the kitchen. I don't know. Yeah. I guess, sort of. What are you up to, Keelan?